Hey everyone,
What's
welcome
up?
to Truth Live Shenanigans. I go by the name Neo Nix, and I'd like to thank you all for joining us. If this is your first time, you picked a great show to check us out. For today's show, no hot topics today. I do have a quick fire question for the hosts, but the majority of shows for today is dedicated to our incredible guest, a civil rights icon, the youngest member of the Little Rock Nine, Carlotta Walls Lanier, will be joining the show telling her chilling story of integration in the Deep South. We'll be sharing your comments and taking your questions. And with all we've had going on in the last 4 years, it will be an amazing thing to hear the thoughts and feelings of a true leader against racial injustice. And of course, make sure you stick around to the end for our game show where we'll test out our hosts' knowledge on Black history. So make sure you share this live feed with your friends. I'm certain they'll appreciate it. Now, before we get into it, let me introduce you to my wonderful co hosts, our professor, writer, editor, journalist out of Washington, D.C., Miss Lizzie Enders.
What's up? What's up, everyone? Happy Sunday Fun Day. I'm so happy to have all of you here to join us for this special moment in history where we are listening and hearing from a living legend. So sit back and enjoy and learn a little something. Learn a little something.
Yep. And our very own rock star with the amazing band Fallen Machine coming to you from Sudbury, Ontario, Mr. Rob B. Rock.
What's up? What's up? Hey, everyone. Yeah, like Liz was saying, this is just an amazing show to be joining us for. It's not every day that you get to spend some time with a living historical icon. I'm really looking forward to this conversation today.
And streaming from Atlanta, Georgia, a model, actor, college student, and the show's infusion of youth and vigor, Miss Gianni Storm.
Work your
Hello,
angles, Sean.
hello, everybody. I'm very honored to actually be here. I kept telling myself that throughout the week that I was very excited for Miss Lanier to be joining us. So I just can't wait to get into her story. I've been reading all about her. And for the people that I've, asked to join in, I hope that you guys ask some really good questions.
All right. All right, so if you've never been to TLS Truth Live Shenanigans before, let me tell you a bit about us. Our hosts and our guests share their truths and opinions with you, call out those lies, and point out any ridiculous shenanigans going on. And on our show, we always try to have some fun with shenanigans of our own. Our show streams live just about everywhere, but you can find us quickly on YouTube. Just go to TLSShow.com or search at TLS Live Show across all major social media platforms. Also, make sure you subscribe to the audio replay of the podcast on iTunes or anywhere you listen to podcasts. Now, before we get to our honored guest, I do have a quick fire question for you guys. All right, hip hop radio host Charlamagne the God recently threw shade at the star of the biopic Judas and the Black Messiah, LaKeith Stanfield, saying he was born to play his role as the Judas. LaKeith clapped back, "This is what hoes do." Now, co-host, what would you have responded? Let's start with Gianni Storm.
I agree a little bit with Charlamagne in that
Really?
LaKeith, they have a long-lasting love-hate relationship. But I agree a little bit with Charlamagne that LaKeith played it a little bit too well.
All right.
That
Robbie Rock?
I watched the articles, I watched the videos. I still don't understand the nonsense going on. Just quit throwing shade and enjoy your mutual success.
All right, Lizzie Enders.
Agreed.
The donkey of the day is still out there hee-hawing, I see. This is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Like, how do you act too well? That's what actors do. That's how they get awards. That's how they get Oscars. Come on, y'all. Come on, y'all.
Charlamagne the God is just, I mean, he does this a lot, though. He does this to a lot of people. He can be rude sometimes. So he's doing his thing, and I might have done the same thing LaKeith did, to be honest. So, but for those that need a little, go ahead, Lizzie, go ahead. You're going to say something?
I was just going to a little background in terms of who Charlamagne the God is really. Like, I am kind of suspect of someone his own shadiness, lest we forget that he was accused of rape twice, that he admitted to getting the young lady drunk, putting Spanish fly in her drink, and then
Really?
having sex with her.
Really?
Yes, he admitted to that.
Yeah.
So
I've
if
never
you
liked
have all
Charlamagne the God.
the background, how dare you come out and try to dog someone or throw shade at someone for their acting chops? Like he was there to act a part in a movie, and he did it well.
Yeah.
So I don't know what else to say.
And for those that might need a little background, Charlamagne the God hosts the radio morning show, The Breakfast Club, and LaKeith Stanfield can be seen on TV show Atlanta and the hit film Get Out. Now, as Johnny said, they apparently have history. The interview was during an interview with Daniel Kaluuya, the co-star of the film, which is about the murder of Fred Hampton, the Black Panther leader. So now I want to point out LaKeith ultimately did delete that post, but he later posted a diss track titled Automatic with an image of Charlamagne with big lips, hat, and a minstrel character. So anybody think he went too far with this one?
No, not as far as like, if you can't take the heat, get your ass out the kitchen. Like Charlamagne has been ridiculous over the years in the way that he has done this shock jock thing. And I personally don't like shock jocks. Like I don't believe in tearing down people just because it will garner you attention, just because it's the cool thing to do. And so, if anybody deserves it, it's Charlamagne, who is a Wendy Williams protege, I might remind you.
Oh, is she?
all.
Is
He is. He is.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay, he got
Charlamagne's not my
start.
favorite either. Yeah.
But Gianna, you were on his side a minute ago.
I'm on his side, but he's not my favorite. I'm on his side in the fact that LaKeith wouldn't do this to white media outlets. Like it's easier to pick on the black media outlets because you're not going to receive as much like backlash. Like there's always something to say. There's always an opinion people have on like our black content creators and radio stations and stuff. And I mean, for some good reason, but in this case, I think he did go too far. Like what we all know what that picture symbolized at one point. So yeah.
Well, not at one point. Like the imagery, I really take exception with the imagery because if this was anyone from any other ethnic background using the same imagery, people would be losing their minds. But I don't care if this is a black on black attack in the media, like in social media. This is just inappropriate. It doesn't belong anywhere in the social fabric. This is just ridiculous.
Yeah.
So my
Agreed.
point is, don't start none, won't be none. And my question would be,
I'm with Lizzie on this one.
Savage.
so if Charlotte were to have Hopkins, who won an Oscar for playing, a serial killer, a deranged serial killer in Silence of the Lambs, would he suggest that he played that role too well? Would he suggest that maybe Anthony Hopkins really is Hannibal Lecter? Like, come on. He specifically targets Black folks and tries to get a reaction out of them. So yeah, I'm not here for shopping
I can
tears.
agree.
I'm not here for shopping tears at all. I think it's disgusting because again, if you haven't seen Judas and the Black Messiah, a lot of good acting.
It is a lot of good acting.
Across the board, and it tells a very important story. And so never once did I, while I was watching the movie, was I like, oh, well, I don't know about LaKeith. He playing this a little bit too well over there. Like, what?
Kaluuya made a good point. Kaluuya, when he responded, because he wasn't trying to have any of it from from Charlamagne, he said that it was great because LaKeith Stanfield made the sacrifice to play someone like a Judas, because it does have an effect on his, how people view him as not just an actor, but as a person when you play a role like that.
Yeah.
And he played a pretty good role. So, Kaluuya really put him in his place. Daniel Kaluuya put him in his place. It was actually good to hear. So if you ever get a chance, check out that interview because
He did retaliate well.
But definitely check out the movie for sure. Check out
the It's a very good movie, very well done, very well acted, very well directed and produced. And again, as we are in Black History Month, it's a part of our history.
Yep.
It's a part of our history. So it's a very important story.
Yep. All right, now we've gotten the shenanigans out the way. It's time to get some truth behind the history with our guest spotlight on Black history.